You might think that going for a walk every day is enough to stay healthy after 70. And don't get me wrong, walking is great. But as we age, our muscles shrink a bit, joints stiffen up, and balance can slip without us even noticing. That's why walking alone just isn't cutting it anymore. In this video, I want to gently guide you through 5 simple exercises that can help you feel stronger, more stable, and maybe even a little more confident in your own body. Let's start with something small but mighty. Lifting your heels off the ground. You might not realize it, but your feet and ankles play a huge role in keeping you balanced. As we get older, those muscles down there start losing strength, and that can quietly make you less steady on your feet, especially on stairs or uneven ground. I've seen this happen with so many of my older patients. They think their knees or hips are the problem, but often it starts with weak feet. I remember working with Carol. She's 76, lives in Des Moines. She told me she stopped going out in the winter because she was afraid of slipping. Not because she'd had a fall, but because she just didn't feel sure on her feet anymore. We started doing one simple move together, heel lifts while holding onto the kitchen counter. After 2 weeks, she said, "I'm not gripping the handrail like I used to." That kind of shift, that's what keeps people independent. Then there's Harold, 82, from Phoenix. He used to wobble when standing to brush his teeth. Heel lifts became part of his morning routine, and now he says he feels more planted. His word, not mine. What often helps is this: stand tall behind a sturdy chair or counter. Hold on lightly and slowly rise onto your tiptoes. Hold it for a second or two, then gently lower your heels. Start with 10 repetitions, take a little break, and try another round. If you can do this twice a day, that's a great start, even just lifting yourself a couple inches off the floor. Each day is like telling your body, "Hey, I've still got this." Little steps add up, and every time you rise, you're reminding your legs and balance system to stay awake. Now let's move on to something your hips will thank you for, lifting one leg out to the side. It might sound too simple to matter, but these small muscles around your hips are your body's shock absorbers, and when they get weak, your back can start to hurt, your knees ache, and your whole posture shifts. You might find it harder to stay steady when stepping sideways or getting in and out of the tub. Many older adults don't realize how much their stability depends on strong outer hip muscles. I had a lovely client named Geraldine. She's 79 and lives in Cincinnati. She told me how she kept bumping into door frames at home and thought she was just getting clumsy. But when I checked, her balance was fine. It was her hip strength that had faded. We added simple side leg lifts to her morning routine, just 5 minutes a day. After a few weeks, she called me laughing and said, "I'm walking straighter, and my husband stopped teasing me about bumping into everything." And there was also Ed, 83, from Seattle. He loved gardening but found it hard to squat or shift his weight side to side. After doing this exercise for a month, he told me he was back in his flower beds with no fear of tipping over. One of the easiest ways to strengthen those side muscles is this. Stand next to a chair, lightly rest one hand on it for support, then slowly lift one leg out to the side without leaning your torso. Keep your toes facing forward, lower the leg back down with control. Try 10 repetitions on each side. Go slow and smooth. It's not about speed, it's about control. Think of this like building the outer frame of a house. When those side muscles get stronger, your whole body stands taller, feels safer, and moves with more ease. You deserve to feel grounded again, and this is a small but powerful way to start. Another gentle yet powerful movement I often recommend is sitting down and standing up, what we sometimes call chair squats. Now, before you worry, I'm not talking about gym squats or anything that strains your knees. This is simply the action of getting out of a chair using the strength of your legs, which sounds basic, but becomes harder as we age. Weak thigh muscles, especially the quadriceps, are a big reason why many older adults struggle to stand up easily or feel pain when they do. One of my most memorable clients, Dennis, is 81 and lives in a small town in Oregon. When we first met, he told me he had to call his daughter every time he needed help getting up from the recliner. He felt embarrassed, but didn't know what else to do. We worked on chair squats together for just a few minutes a day, and I told him not to rush it. After 3 weeks, he told me proudly, I stood up today without using my arms. That was a big win. Another woman, Rosie, 78 from Miami, said she avoided public bathrooms because she couldn't trust her legs to lift her back up. But after doing these slowly every morning, she got her confidence back. No more avoiding outings. Here's what often helps. Choose a sturdy chair that won't slide. Sit down, then without using your hands, lean slightly forward and slowly stand up. Once you're fully upright, slowly lower yourself back down. That's 1 rep. Try doing 5 to 8 at first, resting as needed, and work your way up over time. Imagine each sit to stand like planting a flag in your own strength. Every time you rise, you're not just training muscles, you're reclaiming a piece of your independence. It's okay if it's hard at first. What matters is that you're doing it, step by step in your own time. Let's take a moment to talk about something that often gets overlooked, your neck and shoulders. As we get older, we tend to hold more tension in this area, especially if we sit for long periods or look down a lot. Tightness here doesn't just cause discomfort, it can lead to headaches, dizziness, and even affect your posture and breathing. Many older adults tell me they feel stuck or stiff around the upper body, and it's not just aging, it's habit, stress, and lack of gentle movement. One of my patients, Linda, 75, from San Diego, used to love knitting, but over time, she said her shoulders became so tight that even lifting her arms felt like a chore. We started doing a simple neck and shoulder stretch every day, just a few minutes at a time. Within 2 weeks, she said her headaches were less frequent and her shoulders didn't feel like bricks anymore. Another man I worked with, Walter, 84 from Pittsburgh, told me he avoided turning his head while driving because it felt locked. After doing daily stretches for a month, he told me he felt safer behind the wheel again and more relaxed overall. One of the easiest things you can do is this. While sitting comfortably, gently place your right hand on the left side of your head and slowly tilt your head to the right, letting your left shoulder stay relaxed. Hold the stretch for about 10 seconds, breathing gently, then switch sides. Repeat 2 or 3 times on each side. Don't force anything, just let it be soft and slow. Think of this as creating space, not just in your body, but in your day. It's like opening a window after a long winter. You deserve to feel light and free in your movements, and this simple stretch is a step toward that freedom. Last but definitely not least, let's talk about your breath. It might seem unrelated to physical strength, but breathing is deeply tied to how much energy you feel, how steady your heart beats, and even how clearly you can think. As we get older, many people start to take shallow breaths without realizing it. This can lead to fatigue, tension, and feeling short of breath even during light activity. Your lungs and diaphragm need movement too, and gentle breath work can be incredibly healing. I once worked with Nadine, 84, from Salt Lake City. She told me she avoided long phone calls with her grandkids because she'd get winded just from talking. It wasn't a heart issue, it was shallow breathing. I taught her a technique called box breathing. In through the nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4, out through the mouth for 4. After practicing it for just a week, she called me to say, "I feel more in control, even my voice feels stronger." Then there was Marvin, 77, from Tampa. He was struggling with anxiety and chest tightness. We added this breathing into his morning routine, and not only did he feel calmer, but he said he hadn't taken a nap in 3 days because his energy stayed steady. One of the easiest ways to practice this is to sit comfortably in a quiet place. Breathe in slowly through your nose to a count of 4. Hold that breath gently for another 4 counts, then breathe out through your mouth for 4. Do this for about a minute or 2. It may feel strange at first, but it quickly becomes a calming ritual. Your breath is like an anchor. When life feels a bit too fast or uncertain, just coming back to your breath reminds your body and your heart that you're safe, you're present, and you're stronger than the moment you were in. Even something this small can bring peace back into your day. If even one of these exercises made you think, "Hey, I could try that," I invite you to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Your story might inspire someone else to start too. Don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a gentle tip like these. And please remember, you're not alone in this. You're stronger than you know, and your body still has so much life to live. one kind step at a time, right beside you.